everyone. I hope you're doing well. My name is Pearl Ngube and welcome to The Help. It's been a long time, but I'm back and I have exciting content for you guys. Today I have Mrs. Noma here with us, and she's going to be helping us, helping me, helping you, helping the girl child with this subject on relationships. I think she has helped me, and I feel like we can get on from here. So ask her to introduce yourself, and then we just get on to it.
Thank you, Pearl, and thank you for having me. Good day, everyone. My name is Noma Machiri. I have been married for 16 years, so in this area, I think I have seen one or two or three things maybe that can be of assistance to the younger ladies that are out there. Thank you.
Okay, so what I know is that a lot of us, the younger ladies, the younger generation, we're really having a hard time, especially in relationships. I'm sure you know about Umjolo. And then all of us know that with Umjolo, it always ends in tears. So maybe you could help us. Was it always the case back then? Is there something that we're doing wrong now? We really need you to help us at least process some of the things.
Well, one thing that we have to accept is that times have changed and things have changed and the way we do things have changed. For instance, our fathers had to chase our mothers using letters, where one person comes from one end of the earth, but then the letters would get there.
Yeah.
And the young men would take time to look for a nice piece of paper and put their heart on a piece of paper and hope that the lady will respond.
Yeah.
But now, we're talking messages. I like you too. Emoji, and we're done.
Letters are cool though. Yeah. So I guess but still, what do you think we are getting wrong now? Because I'm sure letters are not as relevant anymore.
True.
Yeah. So, but still, what concepts can we get from the way you guys did it long back? I mean, like you're saying, you've been
Yes, I've been married for 16 years. Dated my husband for about
4 years.
So yes, and so yes, we understand that the streets are a bit hard, but it still is possible to navigate them if you are willing.
Okay.
If you are willing, you can.
So, are you saying now the bulk of us are into these relationships, but we're not really willing to put in the work?
Well, I think what then happens is where it really starts is at the beginning. Why do I get Why do I get into a relationship? What is it for? Are relationships solely about feelings? Are they solely about getting maybe what you want? Other people are in it for the material. Other people are in it for the fun, for the thrills. Other people are in it for the long haul.
Okay.
So, just like everything else, if you do not know the purpose of a thing, you are most likely to underuse it or abuse it. If you do not know the purpose of a thing.
Okay. I like that. So
why get in? Why am I doing this? I know these days you guys have what you call, it's because this Jolo word is quite complicated.
Very.
So for example, in the Christian fraternity, there's the word courtship. So that word really basically means someone has gotten to a place where they are searching for something permanent. But you guys have a word called situationship.
No.
Or it's complicated. So what does that mean? Do I walk into a complication and hope it will mysteriously transform into a permanent arrangement? How do I get into this thing? Do I find myself, or do I just fall and find, a minute? Where does it start? Do I even know what I want? So now it takes us back to choices.
Okay.
Choices. And who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you want? Where are you heading? So that at least when you relate with people, you relate to them on purpose and with a purpose. What do you think?
Yeah, that's deep. I don't even know what to say, but I know, like what you've been talking about, that it's choices, and sometimes I know some of us, like, you just end up in a relationship also because of the societal pressure.
True.
You are this age and you're supposed to be in a relationship, and so at the end of the day, you just are in it with whoever is available. But
Yes.
then sometimes you're not really compatible with the people that are around you, but because now everyone else is saying, at a particular age or a particular stage, you should be, and if you're not married, at least have a boyfriend.
Yeah, well, yeah. So those pressures have been there, I think, from time immemorial.
Okay.
So they are not really new ones.
Okay.
I think the ones that have progressed are the material pressure. And where people get in relationships maybe to get ahead or to get access to this and that. I think now that has progressed quite a lot in this time. But you see, as I said, we need to scale it back a bit. When you understand yourself, you'll then understand how you need to proceed regarding everything in your life. So I just want to read an interesting scripture,
Okay.
because we need to go to the book of beginnings, which is Genesis 1. And then God said, verse 26 says, "Let us make man in our image and according to our likeness."
Okay.
So that's part A. And then Genesis 27 says, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female."
Okay.
Right. So from what we get here is we were created, there was a meeting at some point in the heavens there. And then God says, let's create men in our own image. So even when you look at yourself, so now it comes back to who are you?
Okay.
So that you get to understand yourself more, and then you know how to proceed. So so this helps now to know your path at some point, because all of us are different.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. My older sister got married when she was 21. I got married when I was 25. My sister got married at 28. All of us had different paths, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So you first need to understand that you are created in a unique manner for your own path, so that the pressures and everything else that goes on doesn't push you into a corner called mjolo, when you're not prepared for it, when you've got no business in it.
Yeah.
Or even when you're in, and maybe, let's say you're okay, you don't even know what to do with it.
Just in it because everyone is doing it.
Yes, and then you take away your choice.
Yeah.
You take away your choice, end up getting into stuff that help you make choices that you have no business making at the time you're supposed to be making.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge we have. All journals don't have to end in tears, but hey, some do.
But nowadays it's almost always like, yeah, there's gonna be tears here and there. But I understand. So you're talking about purpose. You're talking about being able to make choices that are relevant and like suit you, knowing who you are and what you want to do in life and the stage that you are in life. Yeah. So maybe we talk more on that.
So people think it's cliche when people say, if you want to know how to operate a Mercedes-Benz, you go to the manufacturer. If you want to know who you are, how to live your life, you go back to the person who made you. Ephesians 2 verse 10 says, for we are his workmanship. We were made by him. If even the scriptures say, let us make men. So which means everything about you is special, is particular. Even your nose, your eyes serve a certain purpose in your life. But if you do not realize that, I'll come and tell you your nose is wrong. What do you do? To the plastic surgeon. Or your self-esteem is dropped.
Yeah, no self-esteem.
And then you have to rely on someone now to say, Pearl, the first person who tells you, Pearl, you are beautiful, you're gone.
They are my king.
Yes, they're a king.
Yeah.
Even if they give you a slap today and tell you are beautiful tomorrow, because you haven't understood your value as a human being,
Yeah.
I can tell you whatever I want to tell you. And you will become whatever I want you to be if you're not careful.
Okay.
So hence this trouble that we have.
So now it's more of an identity thing.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't know
Who we are.
Or we rush
Yes.
and want people to define who we are and
Yes.
be comfortable with that.
Yes.
Okay.
So now the danger in that is now. You are late, you should have a boyfriend by now.
Should be married.
Yet maybe in your path, it's not your time, or maybe even the type of guy. But no, you need a guy like this, so that and then yeah. You guys are still at that stages, majoring on the minors.
Yeah.
Majoring on the minors, but yet that's not what it's supposed to.
Okay, so like now you're talking about majoring on the mind. We can just park that one.
Yes.
Let's talk about identity, because
Yes.
I also feel like it's because we don't understand ourselves.
Yes.
And we also don't understand the real purpose of courting,
Yes.
or being in these relationships. Maybe we are abusing them, we are in it for the wrong reasons. And so maybe if we understand the identity part, our purpose, our
Yes.
value as women,
Yes.
yeah, I think we'll make different choices.
You see, issues of identity are very important, and unfortunately or fortunately for us, how we see ourselves is really informed by our backgrounds, where we come from. It's informed by what we've been exposed to, the information we have, by issues of culture, issues of even faith, and who you hang around with.
Okay.
That's what informs our identity. Someone once said you are the total value of the 5 closest people to you. So that's food for thought.
The 5.
5.
Okay.
The ones that you allow to give you information, the ones that you spend most of your time with, the ones that you ask,
Yeah.
so this happened, so this guy said this, and then, yeah, there.
Okay.
So that's what I usually gives us our identity. And sometimes that is quite difficult, because some of our backgrounds are difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe how the opinions that have raised us, the expectations that have been put on you, the how maybe even women have been treated in the past,
Yeah.
things like that, or maybe the violence that you've seen in the relationship, maybe that raised you, things, all those things. Then they inform us of what a relationship is supposed to look like. There are extremes, where sometimes someone wants to become the opposite of what they have seen.
Okay.
But usually you become what you behold.
Okay. And so now that you're talking about maybe the trauma, some of the traumas that we've gone through,
Yes.
and maybe the unhealthy relationships that we've been exposed
Yes.
to and all that. So now if I've been there, if I've been exposed to that,
Yes.
and yet I know
Yes.
that there is a better kind of relating to each other. I know that there is some ideal relationships that I can learn from. How then do I unplug myself from this extreme end and moving towards this? Because sometimes I feel like there is genuine girls out there,
Yes, there
and
are.
they really want to do things right.
Yes.
But because they're coming from an extreme negative, and their movement from the next extreme negative to that extreme positive,
Yes.
I think Jolo happens.
Then
along
Jolo
the
happens
way.
here.
Yeah.
You know, that you're so right that it is not as simple as it sounds.
Yeah.
That our backgrounds or what we've been exposed to then comes, and then there are some genuine people, and they may not know
Yeah.
how to then trade that for the positive. An example: some young ladies or some men or some young men, because of how they've been raised, they don't know how to even speak nicely. They don't even know how to interpret care, love, kindness, because they've been raised by the opposite.
Okay.
But you see, that's where now we talk about the 5 people
Okay.
that are around you. You need to be intentional about it. First, identify that maybe what you've been exposed to has been unhealthy. That's the first step of revelation.
Okay.
You acknowledge that, no, maybe how this... Because when things are not good, there's something inside that tells that this is uncomfortable, or this is bad, or this is...
There's
something offish here.
Yeah.
So trust that. Don't let anyone tell you just need to accept it because these are circumstances. No.
Men are few.
Yeah, oh gosh, yes. Whatever it is that you get told. Know that you deserve good. That's another step. Affirm yourself that you deserve good things. Affirm yourself. Find others that know how to affirm you, not to destroy you. Some of your hater friends need to go.
Okay.
Your hater friends that will backbite, then compete with you. Got a new hairstyle, got this. Yeah, I'll look better because I've got this. They need to go.
They need to go, yeah.
Or spend less time with them, whatever it is that you need to do, so that you can find people. Also find people that have walked ahead of you, that maybe have gone through stuff, but look like they have a good head on their shoulders.
Okay.
Read things that are positive.
Yeah.
Expose yourself to the opposite.
Yeah.
Then you have a fighting chance. And obviously, I'm a God-fearing person. Ask God to surround you with such people. Be where the right things are being done. Right things, right place, right time.
Right people.
Right people. That's very important. Then you have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Then that's what will help. They'll help us now work out ourselves step by step. It does not take 5 minutes. It's even today, we are still working through our backgrounds.
Yeah.
We still are. But the willingness has to be there. It has to come from inside.
Okay. So what I'm getting from what you're saying is that as much as things have been happening around us, and maybe as much as they've impacted negatively on us,
Yes.
it still comes back to us. I
Yes.
have to make the choice.
Yes.
I have to be able to say, I don't like the place that I'm in right now.
Yes.
And so things need to change. And so the starting point is me being able to say what is happening right now is not it.
Yes.
And then I make the change. And then I look for people around me. And then I move towards the right people.
See, if you want to change your mind, change the information you feed your mind.
Mm.
Change what you expose to your eyes.
Okay.
Change where you hang out, with who you hang out with. Then you've got a fighting chance for change.
Okay. Yeah, so this is interesting because I know mostly when we're talking about Njolo, we are always, as ladies, we're always looking to the men. So
Yeah.
he has done this. Our men do this, men do that. But sometimes we expose ourselves to those things and we allow ourselves to be in those kind of situations, and then yet we then start crying.
You see, firstly,
Mm-hmm.
people will treat you the way you allow them to treat you.
Okay.
You see, there are times where when you're younger, where choices are being made for you, where to go, who to re-socialize with. But there's an age when you're an adult, where at some point you need to take on the reins
Yeah.
and say, okay, so here, where do I want to go, what's going on, and all that. And so that's where usually there's the challenge. We at some point, or me and you as women, have to take responsibility of these things. Because let's say, for example, what you call it when someone doesn't send you a message and what? Ghosting. What's it called? That's. So you are with someone and then they do disappearing acts. At some point you need to figure out there's something off here.
Yeah.
I'm here by myself. There's no one who's got enough love for two people. They have tried it, they have failed. A relationship is just reciprocal. So why be ghosted? Why be spoken to in bad language? Why be treated like a daft person? You meet a guy who's a bit grown. He's sketchy about his details. He tells you at 8 o'clock, don't phone me after 8. Don't send me a message. What do you think is happening? Thank you very much. Then we allow it. And then also, there are certain things. Some guys are looking for a good time. And we need to say some guys and some girls, because these days, the shadiness is everywhere.
Yeah.
So you need to decide, not them, for you. You need to decide, are you here for the thrills? So if you're here for the thrills, do the thrills. Don't catch feelings. Don't go crying. If you are here for the long haul, there's a way to conduct yourself as the long haul person. Which means there are ways to communicate that to people without shouting about. Not to say, in a marriage material, I don't do, no. When someone approaches you, there is a way to conduct yourself. Study someone. Figure out. Be sharp enough to know what means.
Yeah.
Hey, don't just go in like, And if you know, that's why it comes back to who you really are. So that it determines who you can relate to well. Because that's what it is really. These marriages that we've been for 16 years, the butterflies go at some point. Yeah? What's now left is you and this person. Do you get along on a basic level? Do you even get each other? Yes. Because the butterflies do go away at some point.
Yeah.
And now what's left is, do I even like this
So
person?
human beings.
Do I even like this human being? Is this human being my human being? Kind of human being. Kind of thing. That basic. And that's that much simplicity.
Okay.
Our views, are they ever going to work together? Because you don't have to have the same mind, because life will be boring, and that's not godly designed. God makes makes us meet different people so that the two can become one flesh.
Yeah.
So you find that in most godly ordained couples, one has got a strength that the other one lacks. So the wise ones know not to fight about it, but to accept it and then live nicely. So that's why it's important to understand yourself. So that when, let's say you're a lion person, so you go into the field there, and you know you're a lion person, you're hunting for a lion. Then you meet a little cat. Because I have said periods, it's time you got married. You take the little cat, put in your car, and then try and force the little cat to become a lion.
Yeah.
And it will end in tears. That's why it ends in tears.
Okay.
Be real. This disease of denial. No one can change anyone. You are not the Holy Spirit, you're not qualified. Neither are you anyone's creator. Get that into your head. If he's cheeky, he's cheeky.
Yeah.
If he's a player, he's a player. If he's kind, he's kind. If he's gentle, he's gentle. You're not the Holy Ghost, though. You're not qualified, neither do you have the superpowers to do it.
To change anyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is so interesting. So we have to be real. Know who we are.
Yes, ma'am.
Add some self-worth to it.
Yes.
And then know that what you see is really what is.
Oh gosh, some people see red and they tell them, but it's pinkish. An unreliable person. Okay, I'll phone you later. Call never comes. 3 days no call. You call them, they don't call you back. You see, now we're now older, we know how to read nonsense. Because we've moved along life, we have seen. The explanations. Look at someone straight in the eye when they're explaining what it is that you want to ask them. Don't think of yourself as overfortunate because some guy with a cute smile and a six-pack thinks you're hot.
Okay.
He may mean it then. It may change after 5 minutes if it's not in his nature to be loyal.
Yeah.
A loyal man or a loyal woman is a loyal. It's
It's
that.
just yeah.
Some may get loyal later,
Mhm.
but you want to wait.
Yeah.
Some may sort themselves out later, but you want to wait. Because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
So in short, you're saying I have control of what I allow into my own
You have
space.
control.
I'm not a victim.
You have a control of how someone treats you. You have control to ask the relevant questions.
Yeah.
Ask them point blank. Are you married? Do you have a child? Do you smoke? Do you drink? That's how we used to do it during our time. We had no funny mind game times. Ask what is important.
But also is what's the place of maturity in all this, like from the lady's side? Because I feel like some of the things that some of the questions, like the right questions, they might be asked by someone who's mature. Or it now also goes back to the intentions, to your intentions in the whole thing.
You see, your intentions will help you
Okay.
get to what you need to get to. For example, if I'm building a friendship with someone, I will build a friendship with someone. I'll look for them, I'll call them, I'll check up on them. If I don't see them, where I usually see them, hi, I didn't see you yesterday. What's my intention? I care about relationship. There are some people that I don't see, not there. Because I've got no intention of doing what I don't ask, I don't worry.
Don't look for them.
Because so what are you doing this for? Why am I?
Why am I here?
Why am I
also
doing?
Yeah.
Because for some relationships were never supposed to happen. They were just supposed to remain as friendships.
Yeah.
Because you may like each other to a certain level, but in Jolo it's a disaster
Yeah. For both of you.
for both of you. You could be two good people, but not suited for each other,
Yeah.
not compatible, and it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But you have to know yourself enough. Maturity comes also with a bit of time and experience as well. I know some people are going to stone me for saying this, but it is good before you pick a permanent or semi-permanent choice. That's why some choices become semi-permanent or almost permanent, because the time you picked, you didn't even fully know yourself. You're not developed to the point of knowing whether you're a lion or a cat person.
Okay.
Because you know when you're a certain age, there's certain things that are important,
Yeah.
especially for you guys with the gram and all that's there these days. It's the optics, it's how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys can shout at each other 5 minutes, then the next minute couple goes.
Yeah.
There are also some married couples that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you hear they've split up, you're like, but all the photos they look like that. No, they didn't like this, it's the optics.
Okay.
So and also as you grow, you change. So you need to be at a point. So I can't prescribe an age,
Mm-hmm.
but what I can say is you need to at least know who you are and where you'd want to head. In simply, and also be ready to deal with. Should there be any difficult things? Remember what Proverbs in this whole songs of someone that set a upon my heart for which do not play with love, because love is as powerful as death.
Yeah.
If the Bible says it all. Then when it's ending in tears, then we get surprised. Because that's what they're saying. To know this area don't muck around with. So you need to get into it when at least you can at least understand one or two things.
One or two things.
And understand yourself as well. Understand where you're coming from. Understand where you'd like to go.
Okay, that's amazing. I think this has been a good session. So maybe in a summary of what you think we should really take home and really take some time to ponder on, what would be the takeaway from the session?
I think first things first.
Okay.
As an individual, you need time to figure one or two things out before you try and include another individual in your life who has the power to influence. Because when you open your heart or your emotions to someone, they have the power to influence you in a very sensitive way. So if it's the wrong one, imagine the disaster. If it's the right one, oh wow, that's nice, that's great. But before you are able to at least assess that, slow down. There's no real rush. Slow down and get to know yourself. Remember, there's a lot of life to do.
Yeah, a lot of it.
There's a lot of life to do. There's what you're supposed to do with your life. Career, vocation, whatever it is. Then there's if you're God-fearing, the God-fearing side. How you serve God, all that. Then there's also a family side where you come from.
Yeah.
Responsibilities, how you participate there. So when you're still confused and chaotic about that line, then you want to go and look for some more responsibilities. A step each day. Take things, understand who you are, understand why you've been put here. Then it will inform your choices. I.e., if you're at varsity, to be great for you to finish your degree, to be great for you to find something to do. So, let's say you meet someone during that time. There's nothing wrong with it, as long as you don't abort destiny issues and purpose issues and sacrifice them for this one individual.
Yeah, that's correct. Do you have anything more?
I think for today, you know what, unless if you've got some more that you'd like us to delve into.
No. Yeah, you've really said a lot, and I think you really helped a lot of us. I know there's a lot of people that have been asking these questions, and I like the identity aspect. I like the self-worth part, the choices, and how you're contextualizing it. I think it's really great, and a lot of us will really learn from this session. So thank you very much, guys, for joining us today. And if you've got any questions, if you've got anything more to add, please don't hesitate to comment on the comment section or to get in touch. The details reflected on the screen, and then we'll help each other along the way. So thank you very much today. Thank you very much, Noma.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.